Heather from the United Nations. She's the chairwoman now of the Women of the United Nations Women Council. And also, I would like to acknowledge Ms. Madge Allen and Ms. Risa Brown for all their support. So we have an incredible evening. We have time for a very brief Q&A with our director. And I would like to call our moderator, Ms. Veronica, the founder of the People Film Festival. Ms. Veronica. Maryam, come to the front, please.
So powerful, extremely powerful. Hey everybody, Veronica here. Powerful film.
Thank you.
I laughed, I cried, and then I laughed again. So we're just jumping right in, y'all. Is that what live, die, live is?
Yes. So I feel like the character passed away before we never meet him in the film, but I feel like you could live here and you could go and you could live on based on the kind of impact that you had while you were here. So between that's one version of it, but also in life, and that you can feel like one version of you is dying to make way for the other to rise, which, you know, I think we go through several versions of that if you are doing the work, you know. I mean, some people don't, you know, but if you are trying to become a better version of yourself, I think it's necessary for a part of you to die.
Yeah, I totally get it. And one of the things that I like what you do, you're big on close-ups.
Yeah, it's all up in there.
You actually take the character and the close-ups, you're actually bringing us in. You're bringing us in, and then you use sound to really dig deep, like that deep bellow, that cello bass.
Okay.
And then it just takes you there, and I'm like, goodness. I love that. I love that. Talk about that sound and what is it that you want the audience to get?
So the medium film, you know, it's a series of images, you know, like how can you, like, I feel like Iman may have said like 3 words in the first 10, 15 minutes of the film. But it's because, yeah, it's all, but it's because it was all in his face, and it was all, you know, it wasn't written like that. You know, it was a lot of lines when he first comes in, but by the time we began to capture it with Iman, with Maryam, with Sky, I'm like, oh, they're giving me everything already. And I think there was something about, like, you know, this was my first time DP in the film, so like, I think there was something about me being right there with them, you know, like, 'cause I mean, we literally were like in these spaces, very, very close, that allowed it to exist, you know, outside of just Video Village and Cut, and you know, we were right there, let's do it. So yeah, it became like, I want the audience there with them as much as possible, because I think this is what this story called for.
I want to say something about that too, because You don't get to see a lot of black men in such a vulnerable space where you see these extreme close-ups. You get to see the emotions and the feelings. You get that with a lot of like mainstream, like white films, but you don't get to see a black man existing in his emotions that much. Not always, but it has to be performative a lot of times. Like they always have to be doing something. And I think in this film, you really get to see him feeling all his emotions.
Yeah, and that was awesome to do that, to bring us in and to allow us to feel.
It was really special.
Yeah. One of the things I saw an interview with Sky Marshall, and she said, "You saw her." She said, "He saw me." What did you see in her? What did you see in her?
Well,
in us as women.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll start more broadly with women, and then zoom into each particular one. But like this whole movement where everyone's like, we have to push women, we have to show strong. But I'm like, that's all I ever knew. You know, like it wasn't even. It's not like I grew up with. I have 3 sisters. I have a mom who fought like heck for us throughout her life, and who's been through so much, and we as a family unit had been through a lot. But it made us tighter. But there was never a point where it was like, oh, I need to like start showing women strong. Like that's what it's been. That's my baseline. That's my floor. You know what I mean? With Maryam, like she was one of the first people I sent the screenplay to because, this story is based on, it's an autobiographical piece. So like we actually went through that. It's dramatized for the screen, of course, but I came home from LA the week my stepfather passed, and it's kind of a mess. And it's dramatized for the screen, and certain elements were, but we did go through that. So that was a little nervous. Like, would you want to play this? She's been in most of my films, and
I'm his sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And you wanted to save your brother.
Yeah, I really took him. It wasn't like that, but it really happened. A lot of stuff in the film, like our stepsister really came and really stole money, and we really had to bury our stepfather like that. A lot of that was very true. So every time I see the film, it's so emotional, and it brings back so many memories and stuff.
One of the things
that's the cool part about film, because you can recreate.
Yeah.
Like I almost feel like 50% of the reason I made that is because in real life, like I literally missed the washing of his body because I was out the night before trying to like check out, and I got there. What do you mean y'all are done? And so I'm like, well, I could recreate it in a movie.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah, and then even with the stuff of no, go ahead.
No, I mean,
But did it give you closure
Oh,
when you recreated it?
Yeah.
I feel like he does movies based on therapy.
Yeah.
A lot of filmmakers do, and I don't know if you guys know, like we're Muslim, we grew up Muslim, in Muslim faith, and you have to bury the body within 3 days, and you wash the body is the whole thing. So that's the thing that he missed. So wow, I didn't know that until I didn't know it. Like I think
So is this?
I was almost embarrassed
Did you
to say it,
Did you heal as a result of
Oh yeah,
that?
like I was able
Yeah.
to, like, and not only that, but like display that process, which is, I don't know that I've ever seen that process from a Black Muslim family on the screen. So yeah, and that was my way. Like I remember, I'll never forget that day. My brother Bilal and my brother-in-law Jalil were like, all right, we're picking them. I'm like, wait, y'all are done? They're like, yeah, we were you.
Where were you? Right.
Like, oh, sweet. But yeah, so that's part of it.
One of the things that say is about your mom and where you guys are from, or his mom, Natchez, Mississippi.
Mississippi, yeah.
I can only imagine what it was like living in your household, understanding your history, your foundation from where you are, because a lot of us cannot trace our history as far as me, South Carolina. But you can go back because you know there was a direct lineage to that location. The second largest auction, right there. And so with her, because you did an interview with her, and I thought it was just so amazing. But one of the first things she said is that this is where I'm from. This is what she taught you. Because that foundation allows you to go further. And I was, happy Mom's Day, belated. We're moms every day, but powerful. And so then here you are. She's proud of you too.
Oh, yeah, our mom is, that's the queen. My mom does these books, like A Generation Found, where she interviews people older than 80 and up to sort of preserve the history. You have people that folks don't even talk to anymore. A lot of the elders are forgotten sometimes, and I think it's linked back to, my mom. We never met our grandmother because my mom lost her when she was 9. And I think all this time, I think it's because of that specifically that she wants to make sure that she tells the stories of these elders. But yeah, she, a lot of what we do comes from her,
Yeah. That's powerful. That's extremely powerful. I'm thinking about Scott, and I'm looking at the emotion in her that she, the character Asia. So I'm looking at her, and she was strong, but sad, but it was so powerful. It was like you were in her head, and you were allowing us to see that, to get that, and I think that's when I cried because I felt it.
What part?
But you saw
What
her
part? When
as
she
a-
was in the showers?
That was when she first revealed what was really going on with her, and then he connected and said, "Oh my goodness!" But there's no talking. This is all in the, you're right. But I think the last scene when they were both up on the roof,
Oh yeah.
that right there.
Yeah, when she did that.
Yeah.
He tried to touch her.
Right.
Have you noticed that when it's on the big screen, his hand be like shaking? I don't know if y'all see when he's reaching for her. They something.
So, because we're gonna wrap up, because I know, the time, but what do you want from your audience to get?
I want the audience to get some tickets from the theater.
That, you got that right. Yeah.
But really though, we all, every one of us have different backgrounds, wildly different than the other. So whatever happened to you when you were a child, came up, is going to impact how you see this movie. Some people might see it and say, I need to go to a meeting or something. That some people might be here 10 years sober and be like, yeah, I was there. They're going to feel something different. And so I actually don't know exactly what I want people to feel. I just want people to feel something.
You want them to live?
And that I want them to live, yes. For whatever that version of living is for you.
Yes. Yeah.
It's like you hear these guys, they be like, all right, let's all do this. Like, what are you talking about? I never listen to a guy that's like, we should all do keto. It's like, no, that's not right for everyone.
Right.
Like, everyone needs to go and figure out, try some things, this and that, and then they find something that's right for them. And it's the same with this. It's like, I want to acknowledge Dana before we go. Dana, I'll talk about producer.
Yeah, I want to say also that I want people to, from this film, just really appreciate. I know Qasim's my brother, but he's different. you know, and the way that he does films and captures it. And I want you guys to all just really see it. I know, thank you for watching it, first of all, but just appreciate the beauty, the way it was shot, the way sometimes you don't get to see the way that the dark skin was lit on the film, the blue light. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Yes, we did.
It's a beautiful film. You know, I'm an actor, I've been an actor, a lot of times they don't have the right makeup, they don't have the right lighting for like our skin. I mean, it's getting better, but like, the way that, I thought it was just so beautiful, the way the film was shot. The people, the appreciation of our complexion, all that stuff, just like the city, all of it. So, thank you for showing that.
She's so right about lighting. I remember Eddie Murphy said, he said, it would look much better if I had more light. You know? A lot of times you don't, and that's important. And a lot of times our films aren't portrayed the way we see ourselves. Our humor is not the same. And so like there were little subtle human points in your film, and I got it, we got it, but how many people won't? So this is important. And this is one of the reasons why I feel that it's important that we tell our stories our ways and we elevate. Directors like him, we need to see more.
Thank you. I'm gonna say this last thing specifically about our movie comes out May 30th. And you can go to, it's in theaters around the country, not all of them, but some, and it will be in some in New York. We'll be at like Times Square, AMC, and like Harlem. And if it does well, then it expands to more. But you can actually go and get tickets like now.
Today,
It's
yes.
on AMC site, or just go to tolivethefilm.com to find out updates. So just wanted to mention that. Y'all saw the movie. If you want to see it again, fine. If you want to give tickets to somebody else, that's cool too.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. I really, truly appreciate you.
Thank you.
I appreciate your work. I'm so happy that everyone is here at the 25th African American Women in Cinema. Thank you, Tia. Okay. And yes, okay. Make sure you come back tomorrow. Because there's more films like that. We gotta support our filmmakers. We gotta support them and support this festival. 25 years is not an easy thing. And so here we are, and I'm so proud of you, and I thank you. Thank you so much for
Give it up for
allowing me to
African
be
American
here.
women in
Yes.
cinema.
And I am proud to say that I love cinema, and I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'm gonna steal her boost, y'all. I told her that she and I said no.
That's right. Yeah, those are.
All right, thank you, guys. Real quick, because we're wrapping up.
Detroit. So did you film it in Detroit?
Yeah.
Because I saw
Yeah, that was
Windsor,
Detroit, so.
From Windsor.
Yeah.
That celebrate was
Right.
actually where my dad was from.
Oh, that's what's
So
up.
I was like familiar because some of my dad did pass away over there, so it was like
Oh,
a whole
wow.
lot of,
Yeah.
and a lot of Muslim community there, so I get it.
That's what's up. Yeah.
There's so many questions I want to ask. I really want to dig in, but I really appreciate it. And real quick.
Real quick, I was